Hi, I'm Roxy Rose, and I'm back again. Yeah, you just can't shut this girl up. But I'm making another video clip about transitioning, and for me, it was transitioning late in life. By no means are these instructional videos. They're simply my experiences. But today what I want to talk about is hair removal. I can't really advise you on body hair because I was lucky enough that when I went on hormones 2 years ago and being light complected, most of my body hair just kind of went away and got really, really fine to the point where I am now where I don't have to shave for about a month. Which is really a blessing for a trans woman. And when I was married, which I just recently entered into a divorce, I was actually shaving less than my spouse was, which I was really proud of. Never said anything, but I was proud of that. So yeah, I don't have much advice as far as body hair removal, and I'm sorry about that. As far as facial hair goes, that's a tough situation. And actually, I may be blessed with fine body hair, but because I am light complected and I have red hair, that makes things very, very difficult. There's a lot of different methods out there. There's electrolysis, time-consuming, somewhat painful, costly, but very effective. There's IPL, which is better for lighter hair and finer hairs, and it's less painful and sometimes less costly. And then there's laser. There's a lot of different lasers out there, plenty of lasers, and a lot of different lenses that they could use for different color skin complexion as well as different hair color. The absolutely best case scenario is somebody with extremely light complexion and very dark hair. That's when laser works its best. So you can imagine, what they have to do with a laser is they have to tune it, or the wavelength of the light has to be at a particular frequency and wavelength so that it doesn't damage the skin. And if your skin is my color and your hair happens to be the same color, well how does it really focus that light beam on the hair without damaging the skin? That's where it gets really difficult. So I do have a problem with that. And because of that, I chose to, and this is terrible, and like I said, I kind of made a mistake by doing this. I chose to start plucking my hair, even before I transitioned. So I would spend an hour in the evening plucking my facial hair, and then an hour at night or in the morning plucking my facial hair. It was quite a difficult job to do, but the results were really smooth skin. But when you're plucking individual hairs, that means that every single morning there is hair growth, and every single evening you have to maintain that. So it's quite a big investment of time. But then I have always been subject to pimples and ingrown hairs. So I had to deal with that, and then I started causing actually scars and scar tissue to be built up in certain areas of my face because of the plucking and the ingrown hairs, and there's always a potential for infection when you're plucking hairs. So that was really difficult to contend with. So after I transitioned, and I was on hormones for quite a long time, I went to go get laser facial hair removal. Well, as I said, with me and my light complexion, it's going to take a lot longer than normal, and it's going to go really slow. And it is going really slow. And the horrible thing about it is, here I'd been plucking for quite some time, and laser will not work if you pluck. So I had to let it grow out, which is just a terrible feeling, having transitioned, looking as I do. It was very difficult to, all of a sudden have facial hair coming back in. And, what you need to know about facial hair is, there's stubble on the outside of your face. Hopefully you shaved close enough that you don't have that. But for some of us, there's stubble on the exterior surface of the skin. Well, the follicles go very deep down into the dermis of the skin. And they actually create a lot of mass or volume to the face. They actually change the way a face looks. On the mustache area and the chin, in particularly where the hair is really coarse, it adds a lot of volume there. So one thing I want to mention is, when you get discouraged about how your face looks, such as a broad chin or that little extra skin on your chin, and maybe a puffy upper lip, or above the lip actually, that can be due to follicle activity. And you really shouldn't make up your mind as far as facial feminization surgery until you've had all your hair removal. I'll give you an example, like a guy like Tom Selleck. If you've ever seen him when he's shaved his trademark mustache, it looks like he still has a mustache. His lip is shaped like this huge mustache. And that is mostly due to follicle activity. There's so much going on under the skin that it actually changes the shape of the face. So just something to think about, get that laser and get your hair removed before you decide on facial surgery. But anyways, getting back to laser removal, like I said, there's plenty of different lasers out there. And really what's important is, don't just settle for your local laser hair removal gal. I actually, because I'm kind of a bargain hunter, I did my shopping. And I was quoted, a lot of times they'll want to sell you these Groupons, which will be like 6 visits to the laser hair removal, just for one area like your face. And they give you this package deal. Well, I had got several quotes for a Groupon, which doesn't guarantee complete hair removal. It just simply gives you 6 visits or something like that. And I had gotten prices anywhere from $300-400 for 6 visits to a couple $1,000. Really, it's that there's that much of a difference. And you might be thinking that, well, it has to do with the laser. Well, that's partly true, because these estheticians are really making a huge investment when they invest in a laser hair removal system. These machines can cost $50,000 or $100,000. The price is coming down, though. So a lot of these estheticians have bought a $100,000 hair removal or laser hair removal system that is now only selling for, maybe 20 or 30. So an esthetician that's just recently opened up shop or recently purchased a laser removal system has a much smaller investment and can give you a lot better price. And I'll give you my personal experience. I went to a place, I'm not going to say any names, but I went to a place and they wanted to sell me on this whole package deal. And again, there's no guarantee that it removes all your hair. But I was quoted over $2,000. They had a special price actually for transgender people, which was higher than normal because they said there's just more hair to contend with. And then I was lucky enough to find another place that gives you, they didn't sell Groupons, it was individual visits. But get this, each visit I go to, and I've been there at least a dozen times, each time I go there, it's $20. Yeah, just $20. Okay, so are they using this really out-of-date machine? Well, no, actually, in the research that I did and the price that I got quoted over $2,000, they had a machine called the GentleMax laser, which is a state-of-the-art machine. It's very new. And coincidentally, this place that I'm getting it done for $20 per visit, it is using the same laser. It's a GentleMax. And the difference is you know, an esthetician will kind of treat you really nice. I mean, they all have to be certified estheticians, but some of them will, you know, get you into the office and talk to you and spend a lot of time with you. Whereas this place that I go, boy, they get you in there, you're on the table, they're working on you in minutes, and they're done. There's really nothing to it. If they're talented, know what they're doing, it shouldn't take an hour. So that's kind of a mistake that a lot of estheticians are out there taking an hour to do a 10-minute job, really. So I've had a really good experience here. In fact, there's 2 locations. I live in the Los Angeles area right at the moment, and there's 2 locations that do this laser hair removal for $20 per visit. So, you know, if you email me, I'd be glad to give you the name. But those have been my experiences. Don't settle for your neighborhood esthetician. You may get rooked. They may charge you a ton for some outdated laser or IPL. I've never, just a little word on IPL. You know, I'm not really sold on it. It's a different technique and a different process, and I think laser is more effective. You know, I'm going over time again because I just like to ramble on, but I'm going to cut it short, well, kind of. And this will be it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email through YouTube or wherever, and I'll try to be helpful. But everybody's different. Every complexion is different, and hair color is different, which makes it really complicated. And you have to make sure that you get a hold of a esthetician that knows what they're doing, and that's really important. And don't take it for granted that if they have a fancy office and they give you a cup of coffee and tea on your way in and sit you down in this big office to talk about pricing, structure, and financing. Don't be sold on that idea either. So I'm Roxy Rose, and this has been late transition for transsexuals or transgender women, and this has been facial hair removal. So I'll talk to you later, and look forward to making more videos for you. I hope it's a little bit helpful. Bye-bye.